5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for your Blackford Bruins, first and on starter.
I can't hear a thing, can
Brandon
you?
Apple. Number 4, Brandon Scholl. Number 7, Isaac Justice. Number 11, Josh Jennings. Hayden Hurst. Number 14, Dalton Woolman. Number 16, Branston Wine. Number 20, Nick Oswanowski. Number 21, Kyle Price. And number 24, Dylan Thomas. Now the starters for your Bruins. Leading off, the center fielder number 8, James Elam. Batting second, the catcher number 2, Braxton Strait.
Okay,
Batting
something's
third,
not right.
pitcher, number 10, Caleb Neely. Batting fourth, the left fielder number 13, Dayton Dow. Batting fifth, the second baseman number 6, Blaine Riddle. Batting sixth, the shortstop number 1, Drew Caldwell. Batting seventh, the DH number 17, Jake Ross. He is batting for the third baseman number 9, Colton McNeil. Batting eighth, the first baseman number 23, Tyler Cagle. And batting ninth, the right fielder number 5, Tyler Cranston. The Bruins are coached by Scott Cagle and Kent Davis. Tonight's officials are Robert Ross and Rob
Okay,
Ford.
I don't know if this is...
We now have to please stand and remove your hats and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
I think... Okay, so something is not right here. Test. That's what we needed. Okay. I think that may be what we needed. This is going to be the worst one I've done so far. And we're back. Hopefully I've got everything squared away here, and we can get this thing going. Sorry about any of the stuff that was going on or anything that you've heard so far. Some of my tape has fallen off of the laptop, so I've struggled with getting everything where it needs to be and struggled a little bit here. But I think we're going to be all right. And let's get into the starting lineups. Just before we do that, though, I want to welcome everybody to my co-host tonight, Vince Brown. How you doing, Vince? Good. You might have to move the mic just a little bit closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Vince, yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Okay, thank you.
So Vince asked if he could come up here today, and of course I obliged because Vince knows what he's talking about half the time, and I don't. So let's get into the starting lineup for the Oak Hill Golden Eagles. The catcher, number 17, Wes Transier, is going to be leading off, followed by the shortstop, Nate Alston. The right fielder, Spencer Bollinger. Cleanup is going to be Cal Mann, the second baseman. Third base is going to be Jared Creech. First is Jaron Emery. Number 6, Harrison Walker, is going to be your designated hitter, and he's designated for number 23, Caleb Middlesworth, who is going to be the pitcher for the Golden Eagles. Ryan Younts in left field, and Landry Osmond is going to be out in center field for the Golden Eagles. It's a beautiful day here today, isn't it, Vince?
Yes, it sure is.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Perfect weather for the playing of some baseball, and I can't wait to get it started. And it looks like Wes is ready to go. Caleb Mealy is going to be pitching for the Bruins, and I'll give you their lineup in between pitches here. But it's going to be Elam out in center. Braxton Straight's going to be behind the plate. Caleb Mealy, the pitcher. Cleanup is going to be the left fielder, Dayton Dow, as the first pitch comes in for Mealy. It's in the dirt, and for ball one. Blaine Riddle, obviously, at second base. Drew Caldwell, the freshman, getting the call at shortstop tonight, Vince.
Yeah.
And that pitch is hit deep left, and Dow is on his way back. He hits his glove and falls out. Not the way you want to start the game now, is it, Vince?
No, it isn't. That ball was hit pretty well, and I don't know if I just hit right off the Dayton Down glove.
Yep, it looks like it may have hit him in the palm as he was running back and just popped right back out. And I believe that's going to be an error on the left fielder, Dayton Dow. Am I right, Vince?
Well, yes, I would imagine it's going to be a two-base error.
So Trainer out on second. The first pitch is in the dirt again for Mealy, and then going to be ball one, a 1-0 count. Trainer getting a lead off, only a short one for now. Mealy out of the stretch, turns around for the pickoff, but decides not to throw it. Probably not a lot of confidence between Mealy and the freshman Caldwell, do you think?
No.
And that one's another in the dirt, and West stays on second.
Evidently, the runner didn't pick up the ball for.
No, he didn't. He didn't know what was going on, did he?
Get the third base. No.
I'm trying to get the volume squared away here, so bear with me. And we've got a 2-1 count now. And Mealy, and that one's hit hard out to left field, right field. Cranston picks it up. The runner is rounding third, going home, and Straight's going to cut it off, and he throws a wild one out to shortstop. And another double pulled out of that one. And again, I am still trying to figure out the volume here. I'm turning everything down as low as I can get it. And you probably hear me out in there kind of pulling. And that one's a curveball, hits a shortstop. Drew backhands it, throws it down to Cagle, and that's going to be an out.
Excuse me, nice play by Caldwell.
A very nice play by Caldwell. And the runner stays on second, so that is a plus for the Bruins. And it looks like my sound is getting better, and that first pitch is in the dirt for ball one.
What batter seems is the cleanup batter, Kyle Mann.
Yes, Kyle Mann is up to bat. Second baseman, and Mealy throws one way outside for ball two. And again, I am still trying to figure out the volume here. And I'll keep working on it as best I can. And we may just have to keep turning things down and turning things up here and there. And now we're on a 3-0 count. And Mealy finally finds the outside corner. A nice pitch by Mealy. And as always, if you have any recommendations, feel free to shoot me a text message as that ball is fouled off. Shoot me a text message. Let me know how I'm sounding, if I'm too loud, too soft, whatever the case may be. It looks like some of my knobs here have been turned, so that may be a lot of my problem as well. So runner on second, he's going, and straight throws one way out into left field, and that runner is going to score. So the score now 2-0 by the Oak Hill Eagles, and they are just running all over us tonight, Vince.
Yes. I think that'd be a stolen base. Throwing down the catcher.
Yes. Oak Hill being very aggressive with the base running, very aggressive on their at bats, and that pitch looked really good. A fastball on the inside corner gives a strike one call. Mealy again, a nice hit, and that one's going to be foul, out of play. And I think if Cranston wouldn't have ran out of room, he probably would have made it to that ball and caught it. He was at the fence by the time it got up to the lights. Mealy still out of the stretch. Oak Hill not much of a lead, and there's another fastball right down the middle for strike two. Oak Hill very aggressive at the plate. If it's even anywhere close, they're swinging. A lead off by Cal Mann, only about 6 foot. Mealy out of the stretch, and they're going to call him hit by pitch. And yet another walk. And that's going to put runners on first and second now. Up to bat is number 22, Jaron Emery. There's only one out on the Oak Hill Eagles. Mealy out of the stretch, delivers that fastball, and it's fouled off down the third base line for strike one.
Number 22, Jaron Emery.
Mealy now approaching the plate. Mann getting a lead off, now followed by Creech. Mealy throws one in there. That was a fast pitched ball.
I think that's one of the hardest ones he's thrown today.
It definitely looked like it. That batter had no chance of hitting that one as Mealy puts another one in. He gets a hit out to center field. That's going to be a base hit, and everybody's going to stay with just one base advanced. So now the Eagles, with bases loaded early in the game.
That was a good job of batting for Jaron Emery. He had an 0-2 count, I believe, when he singled out in the center field.
Yes, he did, an 0-2 count, and still lines one out to center field, out of play for the infield. And that's going to bring up Harrison Walker, the designated hitter for the Eagles. Mealy throws one a little low for ball one. Mealy now out of the stretch, bases loaded. Delivers another hard fastball, and that one's in the dirt, and that's going to be another run scored for the Eagles. A 2-0 count now for Walker. A 3-0 lead for the Eagles. Only one earned run so far, and that was by Nate Alston. Got that hit, and that's the only one of the game besides Emery. And now we finally got our first strike, a 2-1 count now on Walker. And another pitch on the inside corner, just at the knees for strike two. A 2-2 count now for Walker. Runners on second and third, one out, and another one fastball down the middle, and
nice play.
Nice play by by Tyler Cagle, fielding the ball, giving a little pitch to Mealy, but not without the run being scored. So we've got 2 outs now. A 4-0 lead by the Eagles. Emery is now on third.
Ryan Younts will be the batter.
Yes, Ryan Younts out in left field. Mealy out of the stretch and delivers one in the dirt, and luckily that hit off of Straight's right foot to stay in play or in front of him. Mealy out of the windup. Delivers one right down the middle and gets Younts swinging for a strike. I don't know that he was anywhere close to that ball.
No, I don't think he was.
Mealy on an inside, high and inside pitch, and Younts still not even close to getting contact with that. The Golden Eagles definitely happy with their performance so far in the game, as Mealy throws his second ball, and that's going to be 2-2 count, 2 outs for Younts. Mealy down the middle, and he gets a piece of it. It's high fly, Straight's backing up towards the booth, and it goes behind him, and Younts is going to live to fight another pitch.
I don't know how much Braxton Strait has caught this year, but that's hard going back on a foul ball as a catcher.
Yes, it is, and if I recall, this is only his second game catching this season. I know he's done quite a bit down at Little League, and that pitch on the inside and low for ball 3. A full count now for Younts, who started off with a 1-2 count, has now fought and brought the full count on. And he fouls one off to stay in.
And Blackford's got bullpen activity, so you can't tell who's loosening up.
That's Jake Ross, number 17, out there warming up in the bullpen. Not sure that Ugan will replace him with Ross for the last, and that curveball misses way high for ball 4, and Younts is going to take his base.
Trying to let him pitch to her to Osmond, the number 9 hitter.
Yeah. I noticed that Ugan likes to keep his pitchers fresh and warm out in the bullpen, whether he plans on putting them in or not, especially when it's cold. As Mealy tries a pickoff move over at first, and Younts is definitely safe. 2 outs for the Eagles, up by 4 in the first inning, as Mealy throws that first pitch outside and high for ball 1. And that one down the middle for strike 1. Jake Ross has definitely done a good job for the Bruins this year with pitching, hasn't he, Vince?
Yes. I've only seen Blackford play a couple of games so far this year.
And that one's going to be a little low for ball 2. Yeah, I think he's really stepped up into his role this year as being one of the top pitchers on the team. I believe, if I remember right, his ERA was rather low as Mealy throws one in the dirt behind the catcher. And that's going to be number 5 for the Eagles, as the count is now 3-1. And I look for Coach Ugan to not let this go very much longer without having a little conference call with his young pitcher. 2 outs for the Eagles, runners on second, a 3-1 count, and he fouls that one off.
It surprised me you had the runner running.
On a 3-1 count?
Yes. Landry Osmond, the batter, is a coach. Osmond's the football coach of Oak Hill is Bud Osmond, and this is his son, Landry.
Yeah, we spoke about that before the game as Mealy turns around to get the runner to go back to second. If there's one thing that you know around here, Vince, is you know just about, you can remember everybody's name and who all the coaches are for high school.
I don't know if that's true, but I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Well, Osmond has a good at-bat throwing a base on balls.
Yep, and that's Mealy's.
I get him for 3 walks and a hit batter.
Yep.
And here's the leadoff batter, West.
Yes, the Eagles already batting through their lineup once. In the top of the first inning, the Bruins have dug themselves a very large hole at 5-0. And Mealy throws that one in the dirt. Ball 1. The Bruins wearing all red, gray pants with their red jerseys and their red hat, and Mealy throws one way outside, and you could tell he wanted that one back.
Well, there'll be another wild pitch.
Yep, and now Coach Ugan is definitely calling that timeout, and he's going to come out and have a conference with Mealy. And while we do that, Vince, why don't we listen to one of our sponsors?
Okay, that'll be good. I may not be doing very well.
You're doing fine. Doing fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Vince will be coming back here in just a second. What I'll do is I'll turn the volume down on the commercial.
Yes.
And I'll bring us in, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
And we're back. Sorry we had to cut that commercial short. The conference out on the mound didn't last very long as the leadoff, Transier, grounds one out to Colton McNeil, who made a nice play to finally get the Bruins out of that crazy inning. And with that, we will go ahead and go to one of our sponsors and have a listen.
on Al, that first batter.
That's what I had. I had an error on him. I thought it was an error.
Okay.
I thought there was another error.
There was error on the catcher and the throw.
Yeah, those, but I thought there was another error in the field on something, but maybe not. As I look back, that was a walk, hit by pitch. The kid that hit one out to center was definitely not an error, and the 2 walks weren't an error. So I have some videos I have to play too, so I gotta load those up. And we're gonna come back after this. And we're back as the Eagles finish up, and I think, Vince, you said you were figuring up some stats on errors and stuff like that, right?
Yes, I did. If we give Dow a 2-base error on the leadoff batter, Blackford committed 2 errors, and Oak Hill had 3 hits and scored 5 runs.
5 runs on 3 hits.
And 2 errors.
And 2 errors. Not a good start for the Bruins.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Caleb Middlesworth will be the pitcher for Oak Hill. He's a 6'8" senior, and he was one of the key ingredients to lead Oak Hill to the Class 2A.
Yes, he was. I didn't realize that until you started saying that he was 6'8", and I looked out there and I was like, hey, that's the the kid that led them to their state title.
Yes, and also with him was Spencer Ballinger.
Oh, really?
And they got him listed as 6'5", so Oak Hill had a real good basketball team.
Oak Hill has some good athletes then. As Middleworth gives his first pitch on the inside corner, gives him strike one.
And I see the record's only listed as 3-2, so they've only played 5 games.
Not too bad. And that's second pitch on the outside corner for Shane Elam. And now Elam with an 0-2 count to lead the Bruins. Elam with a grounder up the middle. The second baseman able to field it. And the throw is definitely not in time.
Oh, good hustle by Elam.
Definitely good hustle. And I'm going to credit him with the base hit on that.
And
I don't know who Oak Hill's played this year, but I
Now,
know
we're on catcher number 2, Blackford.
Yes, it is. This is our first CIC game on the season. And the JV team did a very good job against Oak Hill last night, almost giving it away in the 7th inning, but held on for an 11-10 win over the Golden Eagles. And that pitch on the outside corner for strike one. The Bruins with a 6-4 record after dropping a game to the Giants on Tuesday, yes.
That was a good quick move to first base by Middlesworth.
For a big guy, he did move pretty quick, but the throw was definitely in the dirt. A curveball is driven out to center field, and one hop into the center fielder's glove gives Straight a base hit.
Well, maybe we can get to Mr. Caleb Middlesworth early here.
Now batting for your Bruins.
Maybe we can get to him like they got to us, or that they got to us, and frustrate their pitcher a little bit. And speaking of pitchers, we've got our pitcher, Caleb Mealy, up to bat. And I usually have some stats for the batters, but like I said earlier, I got here a little bit late and didn't have the time to even type in the lineups to show on the screen. So, and I don't even have the layout here, do I? So that the fans can keep track with us, as that pitch is a ball. Or a strike, I'm sorry. So they count 1-1, and now you can see the score in the upper right-hand corner as Middleworth out of the stretch delivers one low and outside, hitting the strike zone for a 1-2 count. Mealy now with a 1-2 count. Middlesworth definitely able to find the strike zone early on. And he got him right there. That was a beautiful looking pitch.
Nice pitch. I think that fooled Mealy.
Yeah, definitely fooled Mealy. I don't know if he was expecting a curveball or a changeup. That might have been a changeup. But that hit right over the plate with no problem as Dayton Dow comes up to bat. Dayton with a check swing. Calls strike.
Well, here's a big batter of the game, batting cleanup. Again, getting their first 2 batters on with base hits. See what Dow can do with Middlesworth.
And that one's in the dirt, and Dow's waving him on. And the umpire calls him safe. You can see it from here. I don't know if you saw it very well, Vince. But the runner was definitely on the bag before the mitt was.
Yes, I thought that was a good call.
That was definitely a good call. A 1-1 count now on Dow. Runners on second and third. And he calls that one a strike, even though he was stepping out of the way thinking it was going to hit him.
Looks like Middlesworth's trying to work on the right-hand side of the plate.
He's definitely working that right-hand corner. And again, no. Just misses that one. And I don't know that this umpire is confident with the Oak Hill catcher, because every time a pitch comes in, he is jumping out of the way as Dow swing and a miss.
That was another big strikeout for Caleb Middlesworth.
Yes, it was.
Makes it 2 outs.
Second baseman number 6, Blaine Riddle.
Up to bat now, the second baseman for the Bruins, Blaine Riddle. Yes, Middlesworth doing a fine job. A swing and a miss for Riddle, strike one.
I think Blackford needs to score these 2 runners.
Yes, they do. They need a hit, a good solid hit, a base hit. And that was a nice looking curve, but misses high for ball one.
Good job by Riddle laying off that pitch.
Yes. I'm sure Middlesworth can. There's a straight down the middle is fly.
That's trouble.
That is definitely going to be trouble, but the shortstop running all the way over to the second baseman and taking it from him for the third out of the inning. And with that, Vince, the Bruins still down by 5, and we'll be back after this word.
We would like to recognize our championship level sponsors for the 2017-2018 school year. They are Aaron Henderson Law Office, ADM Custom Creations, Citizen State Bank, Kevin Manning and State Farm Agency, London Brothers Seeds, Maddox Family Dental Center, Pizza Hut, Rosen Farm. Thank you for your support of Bruins Athletics.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two. Available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
All right, Vince, and we're back. And the Bruins scoreless in the bottom of the first.
I had them for no runs, 2 hits, and no kill errors. Caleb Middlesworth, after giving up leadoff single to Elam and a single to Straight,
Leading off
struck out
for
2,
Oakdale. The
and then
shortstop
Riddle was
is
retired on the
Nate
last play by
Alston.
the shortstop. That was Nate Alston catching the fly ball way over by second base.
Yes, and speaking of Nate Alston, that's going to be our leadoff batter for the second inning. As Mealy pitches one way inside and very low for ball one.
There's a lot of times during baseball, the player that makes a great defensive play leads off the next inning.
And he hits one high fly ball out into right center field. Elam getting underneath of it and makes the catch to retire that batter. 1 out for the Bruins.
Again, that was a nice catch by Shane Elam.
Now batting right fielder.
Catches it on the move, which is definitely hard to do, to judge that ball as it's coming down at you. As Mealy out of the windup now throws one in the dirt for ball one. Some good baseball going on, with the exception of the few errors that we had in the beginning of the game. Definitely some good baseball on both sides, and that's a hard hit ball into left field as Dow is back, now getting underneath of it, and that's going to retire Ballinger for the second out of the inning.
Well, 2 good catches by our outfielders to start off the second
Now
inning.
batting the second baseman number 10, Cal.
And that's exactly what we need to get us back out on and behind the plate, or on the plate, so that we can get some runs scored, get 3 quick outs, and immediately come in and start getting some hits and rounding up some runs.
Yes, we need to hold him here with 2 outs and the bases empty.
Mealy throws one inside and high for ball one. 2 outs for the Oak Hill Eagles, still with their 5-0 lead. Mealy, a high inside pitch for ball 2. That one was about head high for Mann. Mealy still out of the windup, delivering the pitch, and that was down the middle, and that one's going to be down. No! I thought that was going to land on the baseline, but it goes foul for strike 1.
Yes, the ball hooked a little bit. The American flag out in center field is limp, so there's hardly any breeze now.
Which makes it even better today.
Yes, and I think the game time temperature was 61 degrees.
Oh, really? Got up to 61. That's impressive, considering that we started off the day with snow showers this morning when I went to work at 4:30. And Mealy throws one way low again for ball 3. This has been one of the craziest winters we've had in a while. Mealy missing high for ball 4 gives his 4th walk of the game.
He has walked twice now, clean up batter.
Yes, he has.
Now batting third baseman number 14, Jared Creech.
Free bases are never a good idea. Now up to bat, Jared Creech.
He was hit by the pitch the last at bat.
And Mealy throws one right down the middle as Shane Elam is running back. And Elam able to get underneath of it and make that 3rd out. And for that is going to retire the inning. No runs scored for the Bruins. And let's have a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Good inning.
Yes, that was a good inning.
What's that?
That was a good inning.
Yes. I don't know that this Middlesworth is really throwing hard, do you?
No, it looks like he's really not.
And we're back, Vince, and I think you have some updates on some stats for us.
Yes, in the inning for Oak Hill, there were no runs on no hits, no Blackford errors, and 1 runner was left.
And as we were discussing before we came back from break, that was a very good inning by the Bruins.
Yes, we needed to hold them scoreless, and they did. Now we need to get a couple of runs.
And we're going to be leading off with the freshman, Drew Caldwell, who I have to admit, I am quite pleased with how the freshman is performing this year. What about you?
Leading off the other on first shortstop number 1, Drew Caldwell.
And he made a nice stop at shortstop in the top of the 1st inning
Yes.
when he retired Spencer Ballinger.
Yes, he did.
And here's Caldwell. See if Coach Hugan may have him bunt. I don't know. We'll find out right here.
Caldwell definitely lays down some very good bunts for the Bruins and has in the past few games. But as a leadoff, I think that might be just a little bit of a stretch. Only because I don't see Drew making that run and beating that throw out as he hits one right between the first baseman's leg for a base hit. A hard hit ground ball to lead off the Bruins, and I want to say that Caldwell has the best batting average of the team so far.
Well, here comes the designated hitter, Jacob Ross. Down 5 runs. We'll find out how Tony Hugan's going to play it. I imagine he will not have him going.
And that one on the inside for ball 1.
And like Steve said, between innings, it looks like Caleb Mildesworth is kind of struggling on the mound. It looked like the last inning he was trying to go outside on the right-handed hitters, and now it looks like he's trying to work the inner half of the plate.
As he's gone 2-0 now for Ross. Oh, and Caldwell going to get caught in a pickle, and he's going to be out. Caldwell got caught out there with his hand in the cookie jar on the leadoff, and instead of trying to go back, he gets caught stealing.
That was a nice move to first base by Caleb Mildersworth.
Yes, it was.
You know,
Just too much outside noise. And now
3-0.
Ross with a 3-0 count, yes. As Middlesworth misses low for ball 4, and now again we have what we should have had is 2 runners on. Now back down to 1 runner on with the walk by Ross.
Yes, and the catcher, is that Landry, the catcher? No, that is Transier. Goes out to visit Caleb Middlesworth.
Transier, yes. Middlesworth struggling here in the second inning, bottom of the second inning. No wonder I've got it wrong here. I've got it as the top of the second inning. We do have 1 out and a runner on first.
What a move by Middlesworth to pick off Caldwell.
Yes.
I don't think Jacob's going to get off there very much.
No, I don't think he is either. And that pitch is hard hit, and it's a grounder up the middle, and they just barely make the play. Alston with a nice play to get that second out as he fumbled the ball just a little bit and kind of just chucked it up towards the second baseman to get that, to make that play.
Yes, a great defensive play by Kill. Now here's Charlie Cranston.
Charlie Cranston, the lefty.
And we got Cagle on first base.
Cranston squares up to bunt and draws it back to get a ball. That pitch was way outside.
Yes, I don't know if Tony Ugan wanted him just to show bunt and take a pitch or what, but...
And this time he stays in to bring up ball 2.
I'll be very surprised if Charlie swings here at this pitch with the 2-0 count and a runner on first.
Yes, he should hold off and force Middlesworth to pitch to him. And now the Eagles have called a timeout, and they're going to go out and talk to their pitcher. And with that, let's go ahead and do an ad read here for Straits Drywall and Paint LLC. With 30 years of experience, Jeff and Aubrey Strait, owners of Straits Drywall and Paint LLC, can help you with any project you have, from commercial and residential remodel to new construction. Give your home that new touch of color. Give them a call at 765-499-9416. And don't forget to follow them on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page, Vince?
No, sir. No.
Okay. Don't ever get one. They're trouble. And Middlesworth does find the strike zone finally for his first strike. A 3-1 count now.
Now that changes things.
Yes.
Imagine if it's in there, Charlie's going to be swinging at it.
And he does, and hits a high fly ball. And it looks like Alston is getting under it and makes that catch very easy. And with that, we're going to go into the top of the third. And we'll be back after this word. Speaking of a struggling pitcher, Mealy is definitely struggling.
What?
Mealy is struggling.
Yes.
want to start turning the mic up.
Okay.
And we're back. Thank you to Peyton's for their advertisement as well. And if you are in the market for a job, definitely give them a call. And we're going to be leading off with Oak Hill and Jaron Emery. Jaron is the one who got that hit out into center field. Takes the first pitch outside for ball one.
And the last inning for Blackford was 1 hit, no errors for Oak Hill, and no runs.
Another good inning, and Mealy throws that one high for ball two.
Caldwell led off with a single to right field and was picked off first base by a good move by Middlesworth.
And Mealy throws his first strike for a 2-1 count now on Emery, and yes, that and that one's drove a line shot out to right field. Cranston picks it up and throws it in for a base hit.
For Emery, that's his second single of the game. And for Oak Hill, that's their fourth hit.
Fourth hit on the game by Oak Hill to Blackford's, what, one, wasn't it, Vince?
We've got 3 hits.
3 hits.
We've got 3 hits, and Oak Hill has got.
As Mealy throws one right down the middle and picks up the strike call.
I guess that would have been their 3rd hit for Oak Hill because Transair let off the game, and I'm pretty sure that was a 2-base error.
Yes, that first one out to left field was definitely a 2-base error as it hit the glove of Dayton Dow and bounced right back out. And now we've got a 1-1 count on number 6, Harrison Walker.
He's a designated hitter for Caleb Middlesworth.
And another pitch called ball for Mealy. A 2-1 count now on Walker. No outs for the Eagles. Emery, not much of a lead off. And now he extends it. And that one was right down the middle, fouled off for strike 2. A 2-2 count now. The Lady Bruins down by 8 across the way from us. 8-0 to the Golden Eagles, as Blackford is falling 5-0 here on the Big Diamond. Mealy with a curveball missing.
Slow curve up high. Here's a big pitch of the game right here.
Yes.
And let's see the head coach for Oak Hill, Shane Edwards. Let's see what he does here with the full count. The runner wasn't going.
And that was called a foul ball that it hit inside the batter's box. So a full count still for Harrison Walker. Harrison grounded out to first base his last at-bat. Emery on first. Mealy out of the stretch. And the ball hit right back, and maybe we get a double play here and it did. We pulled the double play, and nice play by 4, 6, and 3. Blaine Riddle to Drew Caldwell to Tyler Cagle, and now Coach Hugan's going to call a quick timeout.
Well, that's what Blackford needed, just what the doctor ordered, a nice double play ball. A good play again by the second baseman.
Yes, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And it looks like Caldwell's going to take note. Caldwell is just changing gloves. Shane Elam is going to be the pitcher now. And Mealy's getting the catcher's gear on. So it looks like Dayton Dow is out in center and the freshman is going out to left field now. So while we wait for this warm-up to happen, let's go ahead and hear some more of our sponsors. I'm guessing Mealy hit his 50-some pitches. which is a little early in the game, the top of the third, already hitting your pitching. Shane Elam.
What were the other changes?
Huh?
What were the other changes?
Dow in center, Caldwell in left, and Straight out at shortstop. You good with that? And we're back here at Bruin Field as, let me go through the changes yet again here. Caleb Mealy is now your catcher. Shane Elam is now your pitcher. Dayton Dow has moved from left field to center field. Drew Caldwell, who was at shortstop, is now out in left field. And the catcher, Braxton Straight, is now out at shortstop. And that's pretty much going to do it. Am I right there? Do I have everybody?
Yes, I think so. I think Coach Ugan's going to feel more comfortable with this lineup than what he had.
Yeah.
Because it seems like now they're back to about their natural positions.
This is about the only one that's really out of place is going to be your left fielder, Drew Caldwell, usually playing third base.
Yes, he's a good player.
He is definitely a versatile player for the Bruins. He can pitch, he can play short, third, and now playing outfield, and that's a good deal all around, and definitely something that we need. So the Eagles now with 2 outs as Elam pitches the first one a little out of the box and for Ryan Younts, the left fielder, who was walked his last at-bat. Now a 1-1 count as that one is just down the middle at about knee-high, and he doesn't even take a cut at it. A 1-1 count, Elam out of the wind-up, throws one just a little bit higher than the belt. A 2-1 count, 2 outs after that beautiful double play that the Bruins pulled. And that one's going to be outside for ball 3.
That was a big play, the double play.
That was exactly what the doctor ordered. The Bruins definitely needed to get something defensively going, and they got it as Younts gets walked.
And that was the number 8 batter.
Yep.
So here's Landry Osmond batting 2 outs.
So 2 outs, Landry Osmond, who also was walked his last at-bat. A runner on first. Elam missing high for ball 1.
We got to get another out here to end the inning before they score a run.
I agree. And that one's fouled off for strike 1. A 1-1 count now on Osmond. The runner, Ryan Younts, doesn't look like he has any intention of trying to advance that base. As Mealy tries the pickoff move, just a little bit too slow, wasn't able to even get there. And now, go ahead, Vince.
It looked like Osmond was going to try to bunt, but I don't know if that was
just a show.
Yes.
And nope, he puts down the bunt down the third base line. Colton McNeil picks it up, throws it to Tyler Cagle, and that's going to retire the inning. So again, here we go. The Bruins coming up to bat, and we'll be back after this message.
Here were the defensive changes for your Bruins. Braxton Straight moved to shortstop. Caleb Mealy moved behind the plate. Dayton Down moved from left field to center field. And Drew Caldwell moved from left field, from shortstop to left field.
Shane Elam. Elam.
And pitching for your Bruins now is number 8, Shane Elam.
I'm going to do one more commercial.
Okay.
What's that?
That was Colton McNeil playing third base,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yes. to bring your mic up, so whatever you say is going to go out.
Okay.
And we're back in the top of the third as the Bruins still down 5-0 to the Oak Hill Golden Eagles, and we're going to lead off with Shane Elam, Braxton Strait, Caleb Mealy, and the cleanup, Dayton Dow.
In the inning for Oak Hill, no runs ahead, a leadoff single by Darren Emery, then the double play ball, and then Osmond trying to bunt with 2 outs and runner on first. He had to be bunting for a base hit, but a nice play by Colton McNeil to throw him out on the bunt.
Yes, Colton McNeil definitely charging in on that ball and able to make that throw. Cagle didn't even hardly have to move, just a stretch, enough to give him that extra advantage over the runner.
Yes, well, here we go with top of the order.
And that pitch right down the middle for strike 1. You know, Vince, I've not really ever understood a bunt call with 2 outs. Is there any reason why you would do that?
Well, I don't know. I reckon they're thinking he's not going to hit Elam very hard and maybe he's got a better chance running out because Osmond's a pretty quick runner. Again, he was a quarterback on their football team.
So kind of like Charlie Cranston for the Bruins.
Yeah, just trying to get a...
Just thinking that they can beat out that throw.
Making Blackford field and throw the ball.
Yep, I got you now. I understand that call then. A 2-1 count as Elam to swing in just fouls one off for strike 2.
And like you say, it was a good play by Colton McNeil because he charged up there really quick and nice, perfect throw to Cagle.
Yes, I don't think they. I think they may have underestimated McNeil's ability to charge that bunt and be able to make that call. You know, Vince, just a little history lesson here.
Yes, sir.
One of the coaches for the Oak Hill Golden Eagles, I actually played baseball with as a young man and went to school with him. As Elam hits one up the middle.
That would be Roger Spalding. I saw his name on the coaches for Oak Hill.
Yep. Well, one of their assistant coaches is Bobby Hart.
Bobby Hart, yes.
Bobby Hart was a very good ball player back in the 90s for the Marion Giants.
Okay, yes.
And a swing and a foul for Braxton Strait.
It looked like Coach Hugan had Elam on the move.
Yeah,
But
he usually does anytime he gets Elam out there.
We need base runners and we need runs, but also Shane Elam's probably one of the fastest or quickest Bruins on the team. He's got a pretty good lead over there.
Yes, he does. Just almost to the cut of the grass.
There.
As Middlesworth tries the pick off, and Shane is definitely safe.
It looks like the first base coach, is that Coach Banner?
That is Coach Bob Banner.
He's getting a better read on Middlesworth.
Yes.
It looks like they figured out his move to first.
And Elam looks like he was going to go, but calls it off halfway in his movement and comes back. So the Bruin coach is definitely trying to get a feel for the timing of Middlesworth. And that one's going to be fouled off, strike 2.
It looked like Braxton reached for that ball.
Yep.
It looked like it may have been called a ball, I don't know, and he just fouled it off.
It looked like it was going to be just a little outside, and he reached for it just enough to make contact with it and foul it off for a 1-2 count. As Middleworth tries again with the pickoff move for Elam. I think Elam may be just toying with him to get him to focus on him instead of the strikeout.
Yes, and we need to get another base runner here.
A 1-2 count for Elam. For Braxton Strait. Elam and Strait, a swing and a miss, goes down.
That was a big strikeout there for Middlesworth.
Yes, it was. And that's going to be the first strikeout of the inning, the first out of the inning, and now the catcher, Caleb Mealy, up to bat. Middlesworth throws one high for ball one.
Good eye by Caleb Mealy. Coach Dugan's not giving any signs down in the box, so there's another throw to first by Middlesworth.
Another pickoff attempt, and Elam is safe. I think Middlesworth now thinks that Elam is going to go.
He's getting off another step.
Yep, and Mealy swings at a high one for ball two. Or, I'm sorry, for strike one.
Strike one.
Yeah, you'll hear me doing that a lot tonight, Vince. Middlesworth again high for ball two.
Looks like he's trying to work that fastball up around the shoulders.
Yep, he got Mealy to swing at one.
Pitches have been about the same place.
And Mealy hits one, and that's flag. Oh, it's going to be foul. Hits the top of the light pole and along the first base line. So now 2-2 count.
Again, the flag is kind of blowing left to right, and then all of a sudden it'll go limp. So the wind is really tricky out there.
Not much of a wind. And that one's way outside for ball three. And now a full count for Mealy. Another big at-bat here
Coach
with
Dugan,
one out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach Dugan's really fired up now.
And Mealy stretches out and fouls that one off to live to see another pitch.
Boy, this is quite a battle now between Middlesworth and Mealy.
Yes, it is.
Blackford needs to get Mealy on base. Coach Dugan goes through the signs. He may have Elam running here with a full count, but the only danger in that is a strikeout throwout.
Which we have gotten caught in. And Mealy fouls that one off.
Another one.
That one would have been a ball call had Mealy laid off of it. We would have had two runners on.
Well, with two strikes, you got to protect.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
anything close. Isn't that what they used to tell us down in Little League? And I'm telling you what, and I don't know if you saw it, Vince, but Alston was already headed towards the middle of the field like he knew before Mealy swung that ball was coming right up the middle of the field.
well, I think what happened, maybe he had Elam on the move, and he was over there to cover the bag, and the ground ball came right to him.
And that may be. That may be. So let's go and hear from one more of our sponsors, and we'll be back.
Central Indiana Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A at Taylor University, Cornerstone Enterprises, Dave's Car Corner, Farm Bureau Insurance of Bernie Sons, First Financial Bank, Hartford Animal Clinic, Hartford Iron and Metal, Crocodile Roofing, New Indy Hartford Street, Swarovski Plastics, Pizza King, Raymond James, Workers Restaurant, Civilized Food Store, New York Credit Union, and Wellman Bluegrass Auto Rental. Thank you for supporting our Berlin.
Probably do one more ad, and then we'll come back in. This will be leading off with Dayton Dow in the next. And I'm going to go ahead and bring your mic up, and then I'll turn down the ad as we come back live, and I'll let you go ahead with the stats.
When you want me to do it, just give me a thumbs up. When you want me to do the stats, give me a thumbs up. In the bottom of the third for Blackford, there were no runs, no hits, one Oak Hill error, and no runners were left as Oak Hill turned a double play ball on Mealy.
Not the inning that we needed, but not a bad inning at all. We just need to get some more bats going as the leadoff for the Oak Hill Eagles Transier hits one high fly, and just like the Eagles a couple innings ago, straight comes all the way over to shortstop, from shortstop to second base to take that one away.
Now, by shortstop number 8.
Yes, that was a good catch by Braxton.
8 Wellman Bluegrass Auto Rental. Thank you for supporting our Berlin.
Yes, that was a good catch by Braxton. 8 Wellman Bluegrass Auto Rental. again, the wind when it's blowing is blowing from left to right. And sometimes the flag is just limp out there in the center field.
And it's limp now as Elam throws one right down the middle for strike one. So we're in the top of the fourth here. Nate Alston, the shortstop for the Oak Hill Eagles, up to bat. And he hits one deep to right field. Cranston, not much movement, and retires that batter for that with that catch. So 2 quick outs for the Eagles.
Now bring to the plate Spencer Ballinger.
Spencer flew out to left field his last at bat and grounded out to shortstop his first at bat as Elam throws one high for ball one.
It looks like Shane Elam is settling down from where he was when he came on in relief in the third inning.
And that one's hit deep to center field. I'm not sure Dow is going to be able to get to it as it drops by the fence. And Dow gets it in, and that's going to be a double for Ballinger.
That was a nice hit. I mean,
it was a hard shot, and like I said, I don't think Dayton had enough room to get to it, and it looked to be about 2 foot just shy of the fence as number 10, Cal Mann, the second baseman for the Eagles, comes up to bat. Elam's first pitch is high for ball one. So the Eagles again with a runner on second, 2 outs as Elam misses the outside corner for ball 2. The Eagles with, like I was saying earlier, Vince, that definitely a very aggressive team at the plate.
yes.
When they get a strike, they're swinging for the fence every time. I think they've only had, one bunt, if that, on the game. Elam finds the strike zone on that one for a 3-1 count. 2 outs, runner on second. Man who's walked both of his at-bats and checks that swing but gets the walk. Now runners on first and second with Jared Creech up to bat. Creech was hit by the pitch in the first inning and flew out to center field the second inning. Takes the first pitch inside for ball one. The runners with not much of a leadoff. Elam finds the outside corner for strike one. A 1-1 count now for Creech. 2 outs for the Eagles. Still with a 5-0 lead. And Elam again finds that outside corner for strike 2. A 1-2 count now. 2 outs for the Eagles. And that one's hit to center field. And the runner on second is rounding third, and I don't think they're going to have a chance to get that out. So just a base hit, RBI for Creech.
Yes, that was a nice hit and a big run for Kill since they had not scored since the first inning.
And now the Eagles lead 6-0 over the Bruins. And that's a way inside pitch. Gets Emery backing out of the box.
Jacob Emery's 2 for 2, 2 singles.
As he takes ball 2. A 2-0 count for Emery. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. As Elam starts his pickoff move, but goes ahead and keeps the ball. How many hits have you got recorded for the Eagles?
Well, they have 2 this inning.
And that pitch
They
gets
have
past
5
Mealy.
hits. I have him for 5 hits.
5 hits. 5 hits on 6 runs. The 3-0 count for Emery. And that's a swing, and he's going to ground it to second. Riddle with the play, and that's going to retire the inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the 4th after this word from our sponsors. You know, Vince, there ain't nothing better than the payday.
What?
I said there ain't nothing better than payday.
Oh.
You about ready? Ready? Hang on.
Oh, in the-
Hang on.
In the inning for
Hang on. We gotta wait for this guy to stop talking.
Okay, in the inning for Oak Hill in the 4th inning, 1 run on 2 hits. A double by Spencer Ballinger and a single by Garrett Creech. And Oak Hill has 6 runs on 5 hits.
Oak Hill definitely hitting the ball well.
And Blackford's held scoreless on only 3 hits. And Elam and Straight started off the game with back-to-back singles. So we're going to have to get something going here in this inning, or we're going to be in trouble, I think. If
We're definitely going to be in trouble as the cleanup hitter, Dayton Dow, is up to bat. Dow struck out swinging his last at-bat, and let's hope he can get something changed with this one. As Middleworth is still the pitcher, throws one inside and in the dirt for ball 1.
Again, the last inning looked like it could have been started off to be a big inning for Blackford. And then Mealy had a battle to pitch from Edelsworth and hit right to a double play. And my shortstop, Austin, I think, was right over there in that area because Elam was running on the pitch.
Yep. Like I was telling you as we were going into the break, that Alston was already behind second base as that pitch came in, and Mealy had not even swung the bat yet. As Dow takes ball 2, and that one, and he's going to foul it off. Everybody running, and that's going to be out of play for strike 1. So a 2-1 count now on Dow, and the Eagles looking really good. And I hate to say it yet again, but the shortstop, Nate Alston, is actually a childhood friend. We went to school with his mother.
Yes.
So
he is a good ball player and probably a good young man.
he definitely is. As Dow gets a piece of one, it's a high fly ball. Doesn't look like it's got much distance on it. And the center fielder comes over and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Well, again, kind of the wind is blowing a little bit from left to right. I think it's holding the ball up. And it's definitely, the wind is definitely benefiting the pitchers.
The wind has definitely picked up now. The flag blowing left to right. And that pitch was right down the middle for strike 1. Blaine Riddle, your batter, 0-1 count with 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for Dow. Middlesworth looking really strong here early in the 4th inning.
We're having a mini conference out on the mound, And I know Coach Sutton is listening. I want to tell you, Russ, wish you the best health-wise, and also the Reds made a major move today in firing their manager, Brian Price. I think I heard that.
Did they really?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Things being shaken up. Correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't had much opportunity to watch the Reds as Riddle goes down swinging. But didn't they just bring up a bunch of young players to pitch a game, and they didn't do very well?
They might have. I have no idea. I know they've only won 3 games.
2 outs now for the Bruins. The freshman Drew Caldwell up to bat. Caldwell hits a grounder to second base, and that's going to retire the inning yet again for the Bruins.
That was a nice play by the second baseman going down to one knee to field the ground ball. Well, Blackford goes down in order in the 4th inning, and after 4, kill 6, Blackford nothing.
That was perfect.
I think I'm getting a bit comfortable doing this.
It's not that bad, is
I'm
it?
not doing too bad.
No, you're doing great. Doing real good. Let's see if we can get a update on how bad the girls are getting beat.
Yes, I heard about firing Brian Price today on the radio, and they said on Cincinnati it's like putting a Band-Aid over a gag wound. They said they got more problems than the manager.
That's true. They're definitely hurting. I want to say he brought up a bunch of young players that had no business coming up, and they stunk it up their debut.
Am I okay with this, or can you hear?
Oh, you're fine.
Because I dropped my headset.
We'll see here in just a second.
And
And we're back here with the top of the 5th inning, and Harrison Walker is going to lead off. And just a little update across the way, Vince, the girls down 16-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
boy, Oak Hill was pretty good. If I remember right, in basketball, Oak Hill girls were ranked number 1 at one time in 2A in the state of Indiana, along with the boys.
Oh, really?
And they defeated Blackford in basketball really bad.
That's this year in basketball for the girls anyway. Getting beat bad was not anything that was rare. They got beat quite bad, quite often. But the boys definitely having a better go at it, as the Walker now with a 2-1 count. A swing, and he fouls one off again for strike 2. A 2-2 count now for Walker, who grounded into a double play his last at bat and grounded out to first base his first at bat. Oh, and Elam just missing that one, and Riddle able to get a glove on it, but just kind of pushes it out of the way, and that's going to be a base hit for Walker, his first of the game.
And that's a 6th hit for Oak Hill. And again, Walker's the designated hitter for Caleb Melvillesworth, who was the pitcher.
Yeah.
Well, see what he has Young do here. They're down at 8-9. The last time he had Osmond bunt with 2 outs, there's a show's bunt.
And Mealy trying with the pickoff just a little bit in the dirt, and Tyler Cagle unable to field it out of the dirt. That's going to be a ball 1 call for Ryan Younts, the left fielder, who's walked both of his at-bats.
And the coach, Shane Edwards, going through some signs. He may have the bunt on again.
And no bunt, but a ball 2 brings the count now 2-0, and the Oak Hill Golden Eagles have some bullpen action. It's number 22, Jaron Emery, out there warming up, and it looks like the Bruins also have Jake Ross still out there warming up as the Bruins take a 3. Younts
And
takes
I
a
think
3-0
he's going to
count.
the bullpen. I think he gave the single to the bullpen.
And there's Jake Ross with his walk out to the mound. And we're going to have a 3-0 count when we come back after this word from our sponsors. So it looks like Elam's going out to center, Dow will go out to left, and Caldwell will come in. No, actually, it can't be.
It has to be if he's going in to pitch. DH has to be gone.
Which means that somebody else... No, Caldwell's going to go to third.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your DH gone.
So what happened again, Steve? Colton McNeil will have to bat. No?
No, Colton McNeil is coming out of the game because Jake Ross is coming in.
Ian, okay.
Drew Caldwell's coming to third. Dayton Dow will go to left.
Elam went to center.
Yep,
Straight's at short.
yep,
Mealy's catching.
yep.
Dowd's in left.
Center. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he'll be in left. Sorry.
Riddle's at second.
Yep,
Caldwell's at third.
yep,
Ross is pitching.
yes.
Cagle at first and Cranston in right.
Yep, that's it. You got it.
Okay, thank you.
I think I got a phone call from this number earlier. Daggone telemarketers. Okay, you ready?
Yes. Well, Jacob Ross again will be the new pitcher, and Ryan Younts will be at the plate with 3 balls and no strikes. As Elam throwing 3 balls.
And Elam now going to be back out in center field. Dayton Dow out in left, and the freshman, Drew Caldwell, going to be playing third base now. And Jake Ross definitely doing a very good job this year at pitching. Throws that first pitch for a strike, and he needed that one to count. A 3-1 count now on Younts. The Golden Eagles obviously looking to make sure that this pitcher was going to be able to throw strikes. And he misses just a little bit high, and he's going to record that one as a walk.
And I believe that walk will be credited to Shane Elam since he had 3 balls on him and no strikes.
Correct.
Here's the number 9 batter, Landry Osmond. If he was bunting the last time, I'm assuming he's going to be bunting here with runners on first and second and no outs.
I would say so, and there he squared up a bunt and pulled it back for ball 1.
Now maybe they'll have him take till he gets the strike or have him bunt again. Shane Edwards again flashing signs.
So a 1-0 count now for Osmond. And he squares up to bunt, and he lays the bunt down, and that's going to go foul as Caleb Mealy picks it up.
That was a good play by Mealy, letting the ball roll foul and pick it up because they had no chance for anybody. The runners were going to advance, and Osmond with his speed was not going to be thrown out at first base.
No, he wasn't, and he is fast. I watched him on that one, and he took off. So a 1-1 count now on Osmond. Runners on first and second, and he squares up to bunt again, and Mealy tries for the pickoff and throws it way out into right field as the runners advance. Now runners on first and second and third, as the count now should be 2-1.
I imagine there'll be a throwing there on Caleb Mealy. The ball was in the dirt. Now we'll see. I don't think he's going to have him bunt here.
And he does.
He does.
And he fouls that one off for a 2-2 count.
That looked like a safety squeeze. The runner was waiting for him to bunt it, and Landry Osmond bunted it foul down the third baseline, way foul.
Yeah, that one fouled way back. No chance of falling in play. So a 2-2 count now on Osmond. No outs for the Eagles. and Ross spins with the pickoff move, but goes ahead and keeps the ball in his hand.
I think Osmond will be swinging away here, Steve, with the 2-2 count.
Yeah, with 2 strikes on you, there's really no sense in bunting. If you don't put it down, you're out. And that's a hard hit, and Straight going to go ahead and throw it down to first, and he cannot make the play in time.
There's his speed. He also ground ball to the shortstop, and Osmond hustling down the first base line, drives in Walker.
And is safe.
And is safe at first.
Now, you don't count that as an error on...
No, that would be a base hit and RBI.
That's what I was assuming, and that's what I wrote it down on my paper. And now we're back at the top of the lineup with Wes Transier. Runners on first and second. He squares up to bunt, and Caldwell picked it up. And, hey, they got him. And it looked like Cagle may have pulled his foot on that one, but they give him the out.
So is the coach. He's wanting him to appeal, and they're going to have an appeal play here.
Yes, Bobby Hart is definitely calling for the appeal. He was not happy at all. And it looks like that call is definitely going to be upheld. And the third base coach still trying to talk to the umpire, and he wasn't having any part of it. So we've got runners on second and third, as Transier is going to be the first out of the inning, and it's going to be a 5-3 out. A good play by the freshman Drew Caldwell, as that first pitch is right down the middle, knee high for strike one.
Yes, that was a good play by Caldwell. He's made 2 or 3 good defensive plays.
As that pitch, that curveball by Jake Ross is fouled off, giving Nate Alston, the shortstop, an 0-2 count.
We need to get out of here without any more runs being scored. Oak Hill, though, they have a really good baseball team.
They are definitely a good baseball team, as Ross throws one high and inside for ball one.
What was kind of interesting this year, Oak Hill was, I think, 2-8 in football.
And Alston with a high fly ball as Straight is running backwards, and that one's down on the ground. I don't know that Straight actually ever had a good eye on that one.
I think I'd count that as a base hit. I don't know, though, how you'd score it. Again, that wind out there is really tricky. I mean...
Yeah, the wind has definitely picked up from the beginning of the
right,
game.
And then it goes left.
And especially down here, I remember I came to the JV game last night, and that pitch is ball one. The wind at home and out in the parking lot was not that bad, but once you get down here to the field, the wind just was blowing the entire game, as that one's fouled off for a 1-1 count.
Well, Jacob Ross going to have a big battle here with Spencer Ballinger. Ballinger's grounded the short, flag to left, and doubled the last time over Dow's head and center.
And that curveball is just fouled off.
Nice pitch by Jacob Ross. Looks like he had Ballinger fooled on that pitch. I think he did.
I think he did too. Ballinger definitely was off balance.
A little bit out in front of it.
Yes, he was.
Expecting a fastball, and Jacob threw him an off-speed pitch.
And now a 1-2 count for Ballinger, as Jake Ross throws one way outside, bringing ball two. A 2-2 count now, and maybe an update on the girls' game. Yes, it is. The girls have scored 2 in the top of the 5th. And now it's 16-2. The Oak Hill Eagles.
Here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. I imagine the runners are going to be playing pretty safe here.
And a swing and a miss. Struck him out.
What a pitch. What a at bat.
A great pitch by Jake Ross. A curveball. The bottom end just dropped out of that. And Ballinger, trying to reach out, was unable to get a hold of it. And that's going to bring up Cal Mann, the second baseman.
it seemed like Jacob had him off balance the whole at bat. See what he does with man.
And it looks like he comes out with either a change-up or a curve. I couldn't see the movement on
I
it.
think that was kind of a slow curveball.
Yep, so a 1-0 count, 2 outs, bases loaded. And he hits that one high fly, and Straight is laying off of it as Elam comes in and makes the catch to retire the inning. And the Bruins down 7-0. And going in now to the bottom of the 5th inning. And we'll be back after this word.
We would like to recognize our official level sponsors for the 2017-2018 school year. They are Body Law, Central Indiana Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A at Taylor University, Cornerstone Enterprise, Dave's Car Corner, Conroe Insurance Office of Bernie Stone, First Financial Bank, Harvard Animal Clinic, Harvard Iron Metal, Hospital Roofing, Indy Harvard City, Hosky Plastic,
You ready?
Rankin James, Raven's Restaurant, State Law Food Store via credit union.
In the inning for Oak Hill, 1 run on 3 hits. Singles by Harrison Walker, Landry Osmond, who had an infield single hustling down the line, and Nate Alston. And there was 1 Bruin error. And as Steve said, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Oak Hill leading 7-0. Caleb Middlesworth still on the mound for Oak Hill. Again, this is the first conference game for both teams. And Oak Hill comes in with a record of 3-2, and Blackford has a record of 6-4.
And Blackford dropping their first loss in 6 games to the Marion Giants on Tuesday night. And we're going to lead off here with Jake Ross, the designated hitter, now your pitcher for the top of the 5th inning. I'm sorry, the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah.
As Middleworth still the pitcher, and Ross fouls that one off for strike 1. No luck for the Bruins. Ross, he's the one who, now I've got my numbers, and yeah, he walked his last at bat.
Walked. He's only batted once.
Yes. And I don't know why I have a 6-4. I'm guessing.
Because it was a fielder's choice by Cagle.
Right. As he grounds one to third. And what a nice throw by the third baseman for the first out of the inning.
Jacob Ross was retired by the third baseman. And I believe that was Creech over to
number 14.
That was Creech to Emery.
And we're going to have Tyler Cagle, the senior, up to bat. And that one just hits the outside corner, strike 1.
Well, according to my stats, Blackford's only had 3 hits, and 2 of them were on the first 2 batters as Elam and Straight both singled to lead off the bottom of the 1st.
A nice curveball by Middlesworth. That's some more bullpen action for the Golden Eagles. That's going to be number 6. And I don't have...
That would be Harrison Walker.
Harrison Walker out there warming up in the bullpen. And the Blackford Bruins have 2 out in the bullpen, Dalton Willman and Dylan Thomas. And that's going to be a base hit, dropping down just out in left field.
So Cagle, a base hit in the left field. And we'll see how Coach Hugan's play. He's going to send in a pinch runner for Cagle.
And that's going to be number 7, Isaac Justice.
So Isaac Justice running for Tyler Cagle had a nice hit. Maybe Blackford could get something going, but here comes Charlie Cranston, the number 9 hitter.
And just Tyler Cagle, his first game back, he missed the game against the Giants because he was sick. and wasn't able to come to school. Tried to, but just wasn't able to pull it together.
There was, he showed bunt, and then he pulled the bat back.
And that's going to be the first pitch as a ball, 1-0 count. Isaac, with only about a 6-foot lead, now steps out as that pitch is a little high for ball 2.
You know, Caleb Mevelsworth may be getting a little bit tired.
He looks like it. That last pitch, he didn't like the way it came out of his hand and slapped his mitt a little bit, and that one's a high ball 3.
I think now Coach Hugan will just give him the take sign and try to get a walk and another base runner at the top of the order.
And that looks exactly what's going to happen. And that one's in the dirt. And Cranston's going to take his walk. And that's going to be Cranston's first time on base tonight as we come back to the top of the inning with Shane Elam. And Shane had a nice hit to shortstop his last at-bat, right up the middle of the field, and the shortstop was unable to make a play on it. So we have runners on first and second, 1 out, and that pitch is high for ball 1, and Bobby Hart going to come out and have a talk with Middlesworth.
Okay, that's Bobby Hart.
Yes, Bobby Hart, the one with the number 24 on the back of his shirt. Let me do an ad read here real quick.
Okay.
Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is hiring in Bluffton. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton's Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or extension 2109 as Elam lays down the bunt and Middlesworth is unable to get to it, and that's going to be a base hit or a fielder's choice.
No, that would be a base hit. That would be a base hit, Steve.
I missed it. I was too busy reading, and now we have bases loaded.
That was a nice bunt for Elam, and that kind of surprised me, and I think it surprised the Oak Hill players. Tony Hugan down there is really fired up now.
Trying to get the team going here. Bases loaded with just 1 out. And straight grounds 1 to second as they try to turn the double play, and straight is going to be safe, and the Bruins now get their first score of the game. And we're going to have runners on first and third now on the corners as Elam is out at second for the second out of the inning. So it's going to be a fielder's choice.
Yes. And RBI for Braxton as Justice scores.
Yes, and now we've got Caleb Mealy up to bat as he fouls off his first pitch for strike 1. An 0-1 count now for Mealy. 2 outs for the Bruins. Braxton straight on first. Who is that? Charlie Cranston out there on third.
Cranston's on third, Elam's on first.
And Mealy hits one grounder to the shortstop, and the shortstop to second base to retire the inning. And after this word from our sponsors, we're going to come back with the top of the 6th inning.
We would like to recognize our championship level sponsors for the 2017 2018 school year. They are Aaron Henderson Law Office.
You have 4 hits for the Bruins.
That's going to just adding up.
Lincoln Brothers, East Madison, Dillon Center, Pizza Hut, Road Farm.
4 hits.
That's what I got. I'm going to do one more,
Okay.
and then we'll come in.
I got 5 5 hits for Blackford.
5?
Yes.
All right.
When you want me to run the total, just give me a thumbs up.
I will do that.
Down right field for Bruins number 4, Brandon Strobel.
Well, in the bottom half of the 5th inning for Blackford, there were 1 run on 2 hits. Tyler Cagle singled to the left field with 1 out. Elam had a bunt single, and then 2 fielder's choices into the inning. There were no kill errors, so we head to the top of the 6th. The Bruins trail kill 7-1, and here comes Jared Creech to lead off here in the 6th.
And Jared, hit by the pitch, flew out to center field and got a base hit to center field his 3 at-bats as he takes the first pitch and fouls it off straight back for strike 1. An 0-1 count now. The Bruins down 6 after scoring 1 in the the bottom of the 5th. And now down by 6, 7-1 and that's going to be a base hit right down the third base line for Creech.
That was a nice hit. There's nothing Drew Caldwell could have done on that.
Nope,
Down the line.
Drew fielded it nice. It looked like it was maybe 6 inches off the line. Not much he could do about it at all, which is going to bring up Jaron Emery, the first baseman.
And he's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a ground ball to second baseman. We'll see how.
And he bunts 1 down the third base line, and Drew Caldwell fields it, throws it down to Tyler Cagle, and that's going to be the first out of the inning, but not before Creech is able to make it to second on the advancement.
That'll be a sacrifice bunt. 5 to. Was that the second baseman or first baseman with the put out?
That was definitely Tyler Cagle.
Okay,
And now we're going to have Harrison Walker up to bat. Harrison takes the first pitch, ball 1, and Mealy unable to handle the pitch that was in the dirt. But Creech definitely stays out there on second, does not advance. And it looked like the coach is letting him know, hey, anytime that ball is that far away, you've got to get down here. The Eagles not showing any signs of letting up on the Bruins, as Mealy saves one that was pitched way inside for ball 2. A 2-0 count now for Harrison Walker. 1 out for the Eagles as Ross spins around for the pickoff but keeps the ball.
I think they're trying to hold him close there so he can't score on a base hit.
And that'd be a good idea for the Bruins because we don't need any more scores against.
No, we're going to have to score 6 runs here in the 2 innings, and that's going to be
Definitely going to be a tough few innings, but I hope they're up to it as we have a 2-1 count now on Walker. And that was right down the middle, and Ross not able to get his glove on the ground, but Riddle fields it clean for the 4-3 out. 2 outs now with Creech now on third base in scoring position. Walker with the second out of the inning on a 4-3 play.
A good play by Riddle.
Which is going to bring up the number 13, Ryan Younts.
The number 8 hit.
And he has walked every at-bat today. And now takes the first pitch, ball 1, a 1-0 count.
3 walks in a row. 2 was given up by Mealy, and 1 by Elam.
As Jake Ross throws him the second pitch is a second ball. A 2-0 count now for Younts. Looking to try to make it to 4 for 4. And Ross pitches one down the middle and gets him to foul one off for strike one. A 2-1 count now for Younts. 2 outs for the Eagles. Creech still hanging out on third. And Jake Ross trying to get us out of this inning as a swing and a miss brings up strike 2. A 2-2 count now on Younts. Ross out of the stretch. Creech still hanging out on third. 2 outs for the Eagles. Ross delivers a curveball and hits that strike zone for strike 3, and that's going to do it. The Bruins saved by the curve. And let's go to break, and we'll come back with those stats, Vince.
Okay. Okay, in the inning for Oak Hill on top of the 6th, a leadoff single by Creech, and he was left on base. And a big strikeout by Jacob Rosting in the inning. No runs a hit for Oak Hill. No Bruin errors, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Oak Hill leads Blackford 7-1. Oak Hill 7 runs, 9 hits. 7 runs on 9 hits. And Blackford 1 run on 5 hits. 1 run on 5 hits.
Did you say that the Eagles had 6 hits?
The Eagles had 9. I got them for 9.
9 hits?
Hill for 9. 7 runs on 9 hits. And
9 hits for the Eagles.
Committed an error. And Blackford has 1 run on 5 hits, and they've committed 2 errors. The one, when the game started off kind of weird on the ball out to left field, Dow tried to run it down and it hit off his glove.
Yep.
And after that, Oak Hill ended up scoring 5 runs, and that's really been the game so far.
Yep, and they're killing us on those. And now we're going to have the cleanup batter, Dayton Dow, up to bat as he drives one to left center field, and the left fielder is able to catch that one to retire the first out of the inning.
I was kind of surprised that Dow was swinging right away as early in the count, as much as Middlesworth was struggling the last inning, but they're trying to get runners or get a big home run or something going here for Blackford.
The Bruins trying to be aggressive here as Blaine Riddle comes up to bat, and Middlesworth throws one way outside for ball 1. And I agree with you, Vince. I think that if Dow would have laid off, probably could have fought that one out and either retired Middlesworth, and that's going to be a base hit out into left center field for Blaine Riddle. But I thought that maybe he could have let that one go and maybe tried for the walk and maybe get into Middlesworth's head a little bit, because it looks like the Eagles have no intentions of pulling him, so we need him to pitch as many pitches as possible and maybe have him take a seat. As the freshman, Drew Caldwell's up to bat. Drew takes the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1.
Well, really, you can't fault Dayton Dow, though, being the cleanup batter. He's batting there for a reason. I suppose he thought he could hit the ball. He did hit it.
I agree. You've got to be aggressive in these situations, and if you're not, what's the point of being on the field, right?
Yes. The only thing I was thinking is Williams Middlesworth was struggling the last inning, though.
Yes. Maybe take a few pitches.
Well, they don't want to get down in the count, though.
True. And now we have a 1-1 count on the freshman, Drew Caldwell, as Middlesworth tries the pickoff move with Blaine Riddle out on first. And Drew fouls one off for strike 2.
On behalf of Caleb Middlesworth, I think he's going to be one of the best pitchers in the conference. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but
he is pretty good for our first conference game. But what about Frankton? Don't they have a pretty decent team and took it pretty far last year?
Yes, I think so.
As Middlesworth throws a curveball on the inside and just missing the corner for ball 2. A 2-2 count now for Drew Caldwell. Blaine Riddle getting about an 8-foot lead as Middlesworth throws one high, bringing the count now to full. Another big at bat for the freshman, who grounded out to second and grounded.
He's only batted twice.
Yes, he got a hit out into left field or right field, didn't he?
There's a ball 4.
A ball 4 as Blaine Riddle slides headfirst into second base.
West Transier is the catcher. He came up to fire that ball to second and realized it was ball 4.
Yes, sir.
So Tony had Riddle, Coogan had Riddle on the move. Here comes Jacob Ross. We need a big hit out of Jacob.
And Jake Ross has grounded out both of his at-bats as Middlesworth hits the outside corner for strike 1.
And just as soon as I was saying that Middlesworth has been struggling the last inning, looks like he's pitching really well now.
And he misses that one for ball 1. That was a little high and outside. So 1-1 count now on Jake Ross. Runners on first and second. Drew Caldwell on first. Blaine Riddle on second. 1 out for the Bruins. Down by 6. As they try the pickoff move. And Nate Alston heading to third. And the second baseman comes over to take the pickoff move.
That ball was thrown behind him and a good catch by the second baseman. Or
And
the
that,
runners would have advanced easily.
yes, and that pitch outside for ball 2, and Middlesworth telling his catcher, hey, move inside a little bit. I need that target to be more on the inside of the plate. As Ross fouls the bunt.
I don't know if he was trying to do that or...
And now a 2-2 count for Jake Ross. 1 out for the Bruins. Runners on first and second. 1 out, still down by 6 in the bottom of the 6th as Middlesworth throws one outside. And the catcher tries to pick off Blaine Riddle, but he's unsuccessful. So now we have a full count on Jake Ross. And he gets the walk. Now bases loaded for Tyler Cagle.
That's 2 walks in a row. Here comes is that Bobby? Oh, started to come out. Then he decided to go back to the dugout.
And it looks like the catcher's going to have a little conference.
They don't have any bullpen activity up, so I don't know
if I'm not mistaken, Vince, there's a rule that if you have too many mound visits, don't you have to take one? You have to make a pitching change?
Yes, that could have been. Dalton Wellman's going to pinch run here for Jacob Ross. We got to get around to straight here to have a chance and score a lot of runs this inning.
They may let Middlesworth try to battle out of this inning and finish out his pitches before they pull him. As he takes that first pitch is outside for ball 1.
Called that a strike on the corner.
Oh, they did? Oh, my goodness.
I saw the umpire's right hand go up.
The umpire not very quick calling the strikes. Swing and a miss brings up strike 2 for Cagle.
Well, Tyler's hit the ball twice. He reached on the fielder's choice and singled. We need another big hit out of Cagle here.
Yes, Cagle, the only one to score for the Bruins.
Yeah, well, that was Isaac Justice that pitch ran.
Right, and that one way over the catcher's head as Riddle's going to come in head first into home plate, and the catcher overthrows the pitcher, and the runners are going to stay put. So now the Bruins have scored 2 now, and still I thought the coach was going to come out and pull Middlesworth, but he returns.
That was definitely a wild pitch. It was way over the catcher's head on the inside part.
Yes, it was. So now a 1-2 count.
Cagle. I think it ought to be 2 balls and 2 strikes, I think.
No, it's Cagle had his first 2 pitches were a called strike, a swing strike, and that last wild pitch was his 3rd pitch, which was a ball. Then he swings and a miss on a
Big
high
strikeout.
inside pitch.
Big strikeout there for Middlesworth.
And the Bruins now have 2 outs as we have a new batter for Charlie Cranston. We're going to have Brandon Strobel come in as he has his first swing and a miss for strike 1. An 0-1 count now on the sophomore. 2 outs for the Bruins, slowly inching away at that 7-run lead that the Eagles had. Now 2-7, and that one hits the outside corner for strike 2. An 0-2 count now on Strobel. 2 outs for the Bruins. Dalton Wellman on second, pinch running. Drew Caldwell, and that one's grounded right up the middle. Middlesworth not able to handle it, and Caldwell's going to score.
Well, I tell you, it's hard to come off a bench to hit a pitcher like Middlesworth, and Brandon Strobel did a good job.
A nice hit by Strobel, moving the runners. A nice RBI.
Now we're to Elam.
And now we're back at the top.
We got to do something here top of the order. See if we can have a little 2-out, what do they call it?
2-out rally.
Here.
And we need one. Now the Bruins down by 4 as Middlesworth throws that one right down the pipe for strike 1.
Well, Steve, we've had the windows closed, and I haven't heard very much out of the Bruin dugout, but I could hear them over there making some noise now, so...
Maybe we do have a rally
we
going.
haven't given up yet.
As the catcher calls a play to his infield, thinking that Strobel might try to steal on this one. An 0-1 count now for Elam. 2 outs for the Bruins. Down by 4 now. As Elam bumps one down the third base line, and I think he's going to be safe. And he is as Dalton Willman comes in to score.
What a bunt by Shane Elam.
The perfect bunt. The third baseman hanging back deep.
That surprised me to get a good call by Coach Hugan, a nice bunt by Elam. And now we're to straight, and I don't, Oak Hill looks like they're going to call it now. The coach is out and shout encouragement to Middlesworth.
Yep.
I think the next trip to the mound, he probably has to come out of the game.
And that first pitch is a strike 1. Runners on first and second.
We scored 3 runs here in this inning.
And the Bruins looking strong. And that one's hit in the gap between short and third as Strobel is held up at third, and now bases loaded for the Bruins. A nice hit by Braxton Straight, yes.
Second, yeah. And it looks like, well, I don't know what Oak Hill's thinking over there, but
Oak Hill still hanging with their pitcher.
Batter Mealy.
And it looks like Caleb Mealy up to bat.
Caleb was the one that started off pitching for Blackford, so he could really help himself out here batting.
Yes, he can. Bruins now down by 3.
We have the tying run on first to go ahead and run at the plate.
And Mealy with a shot out into right field is foul. A nice hit. Needs to be straightened out a little bit. If he can hit that down the right field line, the Bruins may just score 3 on a hit like that. Now Mealy with an 0-1 count. 2 outs for the Bruins. Down by 3 with bases loaded. And Mealy lets that one go outside for ball 1.
That was a good eye. It's awful hard trying to lay off those pitches sometimes.
Especially the outside ones.
It looked like he started the ball there in the corner, and then it kind of broke away to the outside.
Yes, it did. A 1-1 count now, and that one's down the middle, and that's going to be hit to the shortstop, who throws it to second base, and that's going to do it for the 6th inning. And now the Bruins in danger territory, and we'll be back after this word.
KVM Custom Creations, Citizen Same Thing, Tim Mayhem State Farm Agency, Langdon Brothers, Maddox Family Dental Center, Pizza Hut, Wilson Farm. Thank you for your support of
We're gonna do one more. Okay.
That's like coming through our.
It's on the main.
It's loud. If they can't hear it today,
Yeah.
it's loud.
Well, I got my MacBook turned all the way down, and this is barely on. That's how loud it is.
It's loud.
Okay, one an inning for Blackford. I thought they would have to bat the Braxton straight to have a chance. We batted down to Caleb Mealy. A big inning for Blackford, 3 runs on 4 hits. Singles by Riddle, Elam and Straight, and the big pinch hit single by Brandon Strobel. I think for coming off the bench on a day like this to get a hit off of Middlesworth.
And it might be that the Bruins just are finally warming up here after
Yes.
playing in the freezing cold temperatures the last couple of weeks.
The,
And now we're going to have the number 9 batter for the Oak Hill Eagles, Landry Osmond.
and I would be watching for a bunt if I was Blackford again. They're going to try to get him on any way they can. And like I said, this young man can really run.
He is definitely fast, as the Oak Hill Eagles have some bullpen action. Number 6
Is Harrison Walker.
Harrison Walker again out there. As the first pitch comes in, as ball 1.
Caldwell's playing about even with Eric's coming up, creeping
And
up.
there he lays down the bunt, and it's foul for strike 1.
That doesn't surprise me at all that this young man is bunting. He can really handle the bat.
Now, would you bring in your third baseman and
Well-
have him play shallow?
Well, I don't know. I would be looking for the bunt here with a ball and a strike, but you can't let the ball get past if he swings away, though, either.
That's true, too, as that pitch is outside and in the dirt for ball 2. A 2-1 count now for Osmond. And he swings away, and that one's going to go foul as well. Now a 2-2 count, so we know we don't have to worry about the bunt from here on
No,
out.
I don't think he'll be bunting with 2 strikes. I don't know if Caldwell's playing off the line, though. A few.
Caldwell's about 8 to 10 feet off the line, as Ross just barely missing the strike zone.
Well, I know one thing. We definitely don't want to walk this kid here.
No, we don't. If we walk him, he might end up on third base after a steal. And he swings at that one right to Drew Caldwell. Caldwell makes the throw easy in time to get the out.
Nice play again by Drew Caldwell. He looks like he's really comfortable down there at third base.
I like Drew Caldwell, and now we're going to be back at the top of the lineup with Wes Transier, the catcher for the Eagles.
And this guy is 0 for 3. He had a sacrifice bunt the last time he batted.
And that first pitch was a curveball that misses way outside in the dirt for ball 1.
And before that, in the 4th inning, he threw off the Braxton straight, and he's the one that led off the game with the hard hit ball to left field that Dow could not play.
And he has another hard hit that Caldwell can't play. And he's going to round second. Ooh. And I think he realized that ball wasn't as far hit as he thought it once was. And he's going to stay at first.
Boy, that was a nice hit by Transier. Now here comes Nate Alston to the plate, and he is 2 for 4. 2 singles. Fly ball to center and a fly ball to the right fielder. See if they have Transier here trying to steal second. I don't know. Up by 3 runs.
as that first curveball pitch finds its way to the strike zone for strike one.
He's getting a pretty good lead off first base.
He's got about a 6 to 8 foot.
Delay steal. I don't know.
And Ross tries another curveball, misses for ball one. A 1-1 count now. One out for the Eagles. Transier out on first with about we're going to call that an 8-foot lead. And now jumped out there. And that pitch is going to be inside ball two.
You know, he may just be getting off there to rattle Jacob Ross to make him hurry up and pitch, from the stretch.
And it looks like it might be working for him because Ross has thrown 2 balls in a row. As he gets him in the pickle, catches him off base. Tyler Cagle going to run him down. Now throws to straight, and now they're going to tag him out.
And that's a big out. What a move by Jacob Ross. A little bit of cat and mouse between him and the base runner, and Jacob finally reads it.
And that's going to be 2 outs for the Eagles. A nice play for the Bruins, catching him out there, hanging out. You called it. He was trying to rattle him, and I think Jake Ross got tired of him and threw him out, and a great job by Ross. And it looks like we still have a 2-1 count as he drives a grounder right back to Ross. Ross fumbles it for a second, but able to retire the inning. And we're going to go into the bottom of the 7th with a bit of a rally going on here, and we'll be back after this word.
I think I'm doing a little bit better.
What's that?
I think I'm doing a little bit better.
Yeah, you're doing real good.
Thank you.
You're keeping me from talking. My throat's hurting, my chest hurts, so the less I talk, the better. That's why I'm constantly drinking.
I wondered what this having him do, and I think he was playing a little bit cat and mouse. I think you're just trying to get into Jacob's head.
Yep, and it didn't work. We're going to do one more ad, and then we'll jump into your stats.
Okay.
Maybe. Middlesworth's still out there.
You what?
Middlesworth's still out there pitching.
Yeah.
He looks like he's throwing harder in his warm-ups than he does during the game.
Middlesworth doesn't have a record. That's why he's still playing.
He
Doesn't
looks
have a
kind of like a record.
A record.
He's never pitched this year, so that's why he's still throwing. He's 0-0 on the year.
In the inning for Oak Hill in the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit. A single by Russ Transier, and he was picked off first base by the pitcher Jacob Ross to the first baseman to the second baseman who ran him down. And, well, Blackford needs 3 runs this inning. We got 3 in the last inning. Let's see what happens.
And we're leading off with the cleanup hitter, Dayton Dow, who's been struggling a little bit today. Flown out to left field his last 2 at-bats and struck out swinging his first at-bat as that pitch comes in just a little bit high for ball 1. And our announcer was just telling me, Vince, that this is Middlesworth's first time pitching this year.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So for his first time, he's not doing too bad at all.
No,
now with a 2-0 count on Dayton Dow.
And like I said, the record for Oak Hill's 3-2, so they've only played 5 games.
As Dayton Dow takes a 3-0 count after squaring up to bunt and pulling it back, takes the high pitch. The catcher unable to handle it.
I don't think he's going to be swinging here in a 3-0 pitch. We need a base runner to start off the bottom of the 7th.
And he squares up, and no, Dow thought that it was going to be a little high, throws his bat to take his walk. But the umpire calls him back for strike 1.
He just squared the bunt to throw Middlesworth off to try to get ball 4. He wasn't going to bunt that at all.
Nope.
3-0 count.
A 3-1 count now for Dow. And that pitch is going to give him his walk, and that's going to give us our first runner for the bottom of the seventh, the last do or die here.
And here comes
Blaine Riddle.
Is that who you said?
Oh, Bobby Hart now out to the
Bobby
mound.
Hart out to talk to Middlesworth, and I don't know if they're going to take him out. We've been informed again this is Middlesworth's first. What a pitching effort by that young man.
And Middlesworth shaking his head, letting Bobby know, hey, I had a few more. I could have finished this game. And he's still walking off, shaking his head, not happy with the call of pulling him out of the game. But now we're going to have a new pitcher.
I think that's Emery instead of...
Yeah, I believe that is Emery. And let's have a commercial break here while we're waiting and say thank you to some of our sponsors.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And to Bobby, and maybe to tell the dugout to start making some more.
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
And we're back now with the new pitcher, and I believe that was Walker, right? Harrison Walker.
Emery.
Oh, it's Emery.
It's a left-hander.
Yes, Jaron Emery is now your new pitcher for the Eagles.
And I'm like I just told Steve, they're going to take the pitches before they swing the bat. And Coach Banner and Coach Hugan were together, and they went over to the Bruin dugout, and I think we're going to hear a lot of noise out of that third base side dugout.
And that first pitch for Blaine Riddle is strike one right down the middle. Emery's showing his dominance and his ability to throw a strike as Riddle fouls his second pitch off for an 0-2 count.
Well, Riddle singled his last at-bat. Before that, he threw to the shortstop and struck out, so he's 1 for 3. And the number 5 hitter, we need a hit out of Blaine.
And Blaine fouls another one off to stay in the at-bat.
And with the wind situation, the flag is just drooping down there in center field. There's no breeze at all.
Back down to limp, and there it goes, blowing left to right again, about half mass there, and then it comes down. So we just have some small gusts. As Dow with a little bit of a lead, and that curveball takes Blaine Riddle down looking. He did not even attempt that one. I think he thought it was going to come in high, and it dropped right into the strike zone.
That was a great pitch by Emery.
And now we're going to come up with the freshman, Drew Caldwell.
They're playing kind of deep. He may try to bunt his way on, but I'd be taking a chance.
A very risky one at that, as the pitch comes in, and he just misses the strike zone for strike one. Or I'm sorry, for ball one.
Yes, sir.
Like I told you at the beginning, Vince, I'll probably do that all game.
That's okay. You're doing a good job.
A 1-0 count now, a 2-0 count, as that one was high and outside.
Now, Coach Hugan's going to have to take a pitch. I think I know his take sign, and that's what he gave him.
He's going to give him the take sign, so we'll watch the freshman, see what he does. A 2-0 count with one out, and he does take that one. And that one was right down the middle for strike one.
Emery was thinking the same thing. He was going to take it, and he threw it right down the middle.
Yep. So now a 2-1 count on the freshman, one out for the Bruins, and he fouls that one straight back for strike two. A 2-2 count now for the freshman. The Bruins just need 3 runs. Dow out on first.
Well, Jacob Ross is on deck, so if Caldwell can get on, we'll have the tying run to the plate.
And that one was a little low and inside for ball 3. A 3-2 count, bringing it to full. 1 out for the Bruins. Emery's your pitcher. Dayton Dow out on first, the freshman batter. Down by 3 in the bottom of the 7th. And Dow takes off, and Caldwell hits a high fly ball, and Dow's going to have to hurry back to first because that's going to be the second out of the inning. 2 outs now for the Bruins.
That was a nice catch by the Oak Hill right fielder. Did he catch that in fair territory?
No, it was foul territory.
He ran a ways and caught it. But I'll tell you what, Drew Caldwell, for being a freshman, is going to be a really good ball player.
Yes, he is. I've seen him play several times before. He's played on our 8th grade team 2 years ago when my son played, and I've seen him play a little bit of the Tri-County as Emery pitches his first one in the dirt for ball 1.
Yes, I got to know Drew Caldwell's dad.
Paul?
Yeah, yes, and they went to the Little League World Series in Williamsport when he was younger, and he said he really liked it, and that's where he got him interested in the baseball.
Yes, I've seen that, and I've seen that they've been there since then, and I've seen the pictures that Caldwell came back and posting on his social media accounts. And now Jake Ross with a 3-0 count now.
Oh.
Dayton Dow out on first with a very short lead off. Emery still your pitcher. 2 outs for the Bruins. And he takes that one just on the inside corner for the first strike. So he has now a 3-1 count for Jake Ross.
I don't think the runner's going to be going on this pitch.
And he throws one in the dirt. And now we have runners on first and second. And that should bring up Tyler Cagle. Tyler Cagle would be the tying run. Cagle, who struck out swinging his last at-bat.
And Strobel's on deck, so if Cagle can get on and Strobel can get another hit, we'll be right back in the ball game.
And that first pitch is high for ball 1.
It looks like Emery is trained to throw him a little off-speed pitch. We're going to have a pinch runner.
We're going to have Dalton Willman out there for Jake Ross.
For Jacob. That's a good move there by Coach Hugan.
And we're going to have a mound visit by the Oak Hill Eagles. And while we do that, why don't we read an ad read here. Clear Choice Chiropractic. If you're suffering from neck or back pain or suffering from migraines or have a colicky baby, call Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic. They have many techniques to relieve these and many more symptoms with chiropractic care. Located at 1501 North Walnut in Hartford City. And that was a short mound visit. 2 outs the Bruins have. The Eagles just need 1 more out to win the game, but the Bruins not giving up in the bottom of the 7th. Tyler Cagle with a 1-0 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Dalton Willman and Dayton Dow out on second. And Emery delivers the pitch, another one inside and in the dirt for ball 2.
Well, like you said, Caleb Middlesworth was kind of upset when he left the game.
Yes, he was.
I don't know what that could have been mistaken now. But,
and now we're seeing why maybe he thought that way as we go to a 3-0 count, and I'm sure that Coach Hugan has called the take sign on this one.
Yes, definitely.
As the Oak Hill coaching staff trying to give words of encouragement to their left-handed pitcher. And just catching the bottom part of the strike zone.
Again, Jacob Ross showed bunt. He just threw the bat out there and pulled it back, trying to get Emery to throw
and that's Tyler Cagle.
Tyler Cagle, yes, sir.
And he throws his second strike. Now we have a full count.
Well, the runners will be running, so if Tyler can, Tyler Cagle can get one here, in the gap, we can score a couple of runs.
We don't need much, just a base hit, and he walks him. Bases now loaded for the Bruins.
It'll be Brandon Strobel, and this young man came off the bench and had a key base hit.
Yes, he did, and hopefully he had a hit out into center field, just landing in the gap.
I'll tell you what, if he can hit Caleb Middlesworth, and he got to be able to hit this guy too.
Yes, Emery not throwing as hard as Middlesworth was.
Kind of
and he puts that one right down the middle for strike one.
It looked like Emery was thinking he was going to take it all the way and just threw it right in there.
Yep. And now we have an 0-1 count now for Strobel.
Timeout.
A timeout?
I think Coach Hugan was going to put in another pinch runner.
Uh-oh. Okay.
He's looking at his card and at the dugout.
For a second there, I thought he was going to get a balk cause. Like, I didn't see him move that much, but we are going to have a pinch runner. That should be Josh Jennings.
So I guess Coach Hugan's thinking to get to the gap with the runners running.
Wanting to get his fast runners out there
to tie the game up on a big hit here by Tyler Cagle.
Yes, he is. So now bases loaded for Brandon Strobel. 0-1 count, 2 outs. The Bruins just down by 3. And he does get a hit, and that's going to be out into right center field. And the right fielder able to make the catch. And that's going to do it for that inning. The Bruins leaving bases loaded and not able to.
And that's the ball game.
And that is going to be the ball games. Do you have any stats that you'd like to finish us out with?
Yes. In the inning for Blackford, there were no runs on no hits, 3 walks, and no kill errors. And Brandon Strobel hit that ball deep to right field, and like we said, the wind was not blowing out. It held the ball up, and a nice catch by the right fielder in the game.
And it was a very good hit. 2 good hits by the sophomore right in a row. And what do you think of the Bruins so far? Now they've lost their last two straight games after going 6-0 on their last 6 games. So the Bruins now 6-5 on the season.
Yes, Blackford 6-5, and Oak Hill goes to 4-2. The rundown for the Oak Hill Golden Eagles: 7 runs on 10 hits. Oak Hill had 7 runs on 10 hits. They committed 1 error, and the Bruins scored 1 run in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and battled all the way back here with a tying run on base, winning run at the plate. Couldn't get the hit that they needed. They end up with 4 runs on 9 hits, and they made 2 errors.
Not a bad showing. The first inning, probably their worst inning out of the 7 that they played. And had it not been for that struggling part of the game, that may have had a little bit of a different outcome. But still, nothing to be ashamed of with the Bruins. They battled back and tried to hang in there as long as they could, but just came up a little bit short. So, on that, Vince, do you have anything else to talk about?
Well, the only thing I can say, if Oak Hill is going to be one of the better teams in the CIC, which I think they probably will be, maybe not, with their record only 4-2. Like I said, I don't know who they played, but the way Blackford battled back really impressed me. I mean, that first inning, 5 runs. If you're down 5-0 before you come to bat, and you're facing a pitcher like Middlesworth, it's going to be a tough go to get back.
Middlesworth at 6'8" is a little bit intimidating sitting out on the mound.
He kind of reminded me of a right-handed Randy Johnson.
Yes, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
He wasn't that big physically, though,
right.
But being 6'8", you're batting. I think our batters did a real good job against him.
Yes, by the time he steps out, he was stepping almost to the grass.
Yes.
And so
that moved the first base on his pickoff.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he definitely had a good one.
But I thought it was a great game, getting behind 5-0 and then battling back. Coach Hugan won't be happy with the loss, but I think he's going to be pleased with the way his team
Yeah, I don't think
give up.
I completely agree. And on that, I think we're going to call it a night, Vince, and we're going to go with our outro. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Steve.
And I hope to see you back in here.
I'd like to do it, and I'll do it as much as I can.
All right.
I was okay.
That sounds good. I think
Okay.
you were a little nervous at first,
Yes,
but I think you got your feet wet, and you sounded great there at the end.
Yeah,
So,
well, thank you very much.
yep, we'll see you next time.
Okay, the Bruins next game, do you see that?
You know what, Vince? I don't even know when the second game is. Because I also do the softball games on Voice Sports Network. So.
Okay.
I may have a girls' game in between the two.
All right.
So they can always find it on Voice Sports Network on YouTube, and they can find out where I'm going to be and what games we're going to be
Okay.
posting.
Thank you again.
Yep,
Great job.
thank you.
Well, that wasn't too bad, I guess.
That was good, Vince.
Russ sent me a text message, but I don't know what he really said. Good job, Vince, is what he said. Well, I don't know. I guess I can blow off more than...